Oh, man. Good evening, man. Squad RX, how are you, dude? Yeah, the hips are good. Hips are feeling very, very good thanks to these two machines. I think it's because of them I feel really good. So, yeah, I'm trying to work out exactly which ones are the better ones, which one is the better one. And I feel like the adductor seems to be doing a bit more, but I'm not entirely sure. So I've kind of started doing adductors every day now to warm up for squat and to cool down from squat. And the abductor one, I'm doing kind of like twice a week now. And every time I do that, I really push it. Push it really hard. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. How are your hips feeling? Have you started using the abduction, lying abduction that we spoke about last time? Nothing like when hips feel good. Am I going for a world record? Aren't we all? Good morning, Alastrokun. What's going on, man? James says, have you dealt with any knee pain from all the squatting, or has it been the opposite? It's been the opposite, man. No troubles with knees at all, man. Knees have been feeling fantastic. That was kind of the most popular belief when I started stringing some of these days together at the start. It was like, oh man, if you continue doing this, you will definitely snap your knees, you'll end up in a wheelchair, all that kind of stuff. So much talk like that, but it hasn't been like that at all. Knees have felt really, really good. The only time that knees felt a little bit off was like for about a week, and that's when I started doing box squats, which makes me kind of believe that I think it's the ATG part of the squat every day that really helps the knees. It's the deep squats, the deep flexion. That kind of balances the whole knee out. Every aspect of the knee gets worked equally. And there's no imbalances at the knee joint when you do ATG. That's kind of my feeling with all this. Squat RX says, I'm doing adduction, abduction a lot too. It's made a difference, yes. I use the lying abduction. Also do the crouched stance, lateral step with band and single leg hip abduction deduction with the micro. Oh, nice. You need more sled work. Yeah, sled work, I've got a tire here. Where is it? Where's my tire? Oh, there it is. Just behind the camera here. So I've got a tire and I haven't been doing a lot of it. It's just, you know, a bit trickier to set up. I got to go to the park, that kind of stuff. But I did a little bit of it, and you know, I didn't really do a lot of sidestepping at all. I just did forward and backwards, and I must admit that felt pretty good, man. I remember last time I did that was during that 31-day period of hitting 200 kilos every day, and the hips felt amazing during that. And also during that period I did the jumping, and jumping was also very good. So there's a few things there to learn, I think. That's the thing. You kind of go along and you learn bits and pieces every day, man. As long as you have the will to keep rocking up and you still have the drive to keep working on this stuff, then eventually you will learn. There's just no two ways about it, man. You will learn all this stuff. You know, in my time, I've dealt with hip discomfort, elbow discomfort. Those are probably the biggest ones that I've dealt with. And the band screwed me over with the with the bench press. That's what gave me the elbow pain. And I was able to work that out with arm wrestling. Arm wrestling kind of movements. I'm feeling my freaking forearms today. Damn. I feel worse today than yesterday. But yeah. I remember, I'll tell you a story, man. I remember watching a video, like, you know how we all get on social media and we start kind of Googling and YouTubing all this stuff. And I remember seeing one video. It was one of those, you know, girl channels where the girl was like doing, you know, laying down on a yoga mat, stretching and doing all this like glute exercises, you know, millions and millions of views, right? Very fit girl, beautiful girl there. And I was like, oh, let me see what she will do for her hips. I can't remember what the title of the video was, but it was something to kind of get me interested. And I'm sitting there, and she's literally lying on her back, on her side, and she's doing this circuit of movement, like, you know, straight leg lateral raises on the side. And then she would go into a clamshell, do that for like, and it's all, there's no reps, it's just for minute, right? Like for time. A minute of this, a minute of that. And then she'll do something else where she kind of picks up the other side as well. So now she's got like the star. She's got the star pose. You know, so both sides of the hips are doing it. And she starts abducting this. And I remember like my jaw hitting the ground, thinking to myself, what the hell is that? These girls' hips are so strong. Anyway, so I got on the floor and I started doing it. I couldn't do any of it. I couldn't even do 20 seconds of side lateral hip raises. And that kind of got me thinking, with all this weight stuff that we do, we have some terrible weaknesses. I mean, this girl, right? Like, I know she can't squat anything. You know, so she's not stronger than me. She's freaking weighs 45 kilos, if that, 50 kilos. Tiny little girl. And she's able to do like, I think the video was like 10 minutes of non-stop work. And it was all like lateral hip, side glutes. I remember thinking to myself, this is insanity. How the hell can she be so much stronger than me in that? And I'm like 10 times stronger in the barbell movements. So it kind of got me thinking, I'm missing something here. I should not be this weak on the side lateral stuff. And you know, over the years, this was a while ago now that I watched that video, but that was kind of like one of the seeds that got planted. Over the years, I've tried all sorts of stuff, and it's not fun work, man. I'll be the first one to admit that all of that stuff is not fun. But it's must. It's like that rehab work, whatever you want to call it. It's very bloody important. And I don't think a lot of us guys that are interested in barbell training, I don't think a lot of us actually give that enough respect. We shouldn't be outworked by a girl that is not interested in strength. You know what I mean? It's a gap for us, I think. Man, this machine feels amazing. Absolutely amazing. I need to do some more sled work. It's pain to set up sled work. That's why I don't do it often. But sled, prowler, push, pull, drag is all great stuff. You do have some glaring weaknesses It is sad to imbalance. It's sad the imbalances you develop. My internal rotation is pathetic. Yeah, man, I know. I feel like most of us do have that really terrible internal rotation. It's a little bit warmer than I thought. Let me take some of this stuff off. Got 50 layers on, thinking it was going to be really, really hot. Sorry, really cold, but it's actually really hot. So, hopefully the microphone doesn't freaking go crazy. Finding this microphone really temperamental. Max, what's going on, man? How do you rate the bar row when compared to barbell? What do you mean that, man? Bar roll versus barbell. I don't get that, Max. So hard to focus on every aspect of training. How do you target your weaknesses? Yeah, I mean, no matter what you do, how you do it, even the best exercises around, you're probably going to develop some sort of weakness. I think for all of that stuff, you need variation. This idea of carpet bombing will get you so far. Carpet bombing only works, in my opinion, if you have unlimited amount of resources for recovery. You can just blast everything 10 out of 10. But we don't. We have focuses. We want to do something in these lifts, and you just kind of need to work out where you are weak. And that's actually the trouble in all of this. You got to work it out. I don't know. There's no real secrets of how to do it. But you just have to kind of work it out. I would suggest just put an exercise on a few week cycle. See how that goes. If the cycle comes back with no fruit, you haven't really gotten in better, then put something else for a cycle, 4 to 6 weeks or something, and see how you go. You know, obviously, if you're training from home, a lot of that depends on the equipment you have. Obviously, when you have some of these machines, it's a lot easier because you don't have to set up and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's easy to progress. But you just have to work something out. I think there are common threads in where we're weak. I think a lot of us are weak in the lateral hip, especially all of us that are squatting a lot, deadlifting a lot, benching a lot. There are certain common threads, like lateral hips is one, upper back is another. I think you can't really go wrong training those bits. I remember in the past having all these ideas about pull to push ratios. Okay, if I'm doing 100 freaking reps on bench, I should be doing 200 on pulling, you know, probably in the same horizontal plane that I'm pushing. All that kind of stuff. Like, you can play around with some of these ideas to kind of work it out. But even then, you might get into trouble. You just have to, you know, mess around with it, you know. T-bar. How do you rate the T-bar row when compared to barbell row? Oh, the barbell row is a lot better. And the only reason I say that is because it's just a more powerful movement. It involves everything. But, as I said in yesterday's video, Well, I uploaded that video a few hours ago, I think. The barbell row needs to be treated like a main movement. That's not an accessory. The T-bar row is an accessory in my mind. The barbell row is full on, dude. It is full on. And that is a mistake I made all these years. Treating it like it's a accessory. It's not, man. You gotta treat that like with heaps of respect and just get after it. So like last December when I was going crazy with the deadlifts, I was doing 10 sets of 10 on barbell rows. I know it sounds crazy. I would do 5 pronated, 5 supinated grip. And I would do that once a week. And I would do it after my deadlift. So I would work out for my deadlift, hit whatever, 260, 270, 280, whatever the hell it was at that time. And then straight after that, strip the bar. I remember at the end I was doing 120 kilos supinated. A lot of body English, just shifting that weight. Set of 10, do 5 sets of those, and then drop to 100, and do pronated 5 sets. It was disgusting work, absolutely disgusting. And straight after that, I would just go away. I would just disappear, go home and recover. Maybe 1 or 2 days I would finish off with like some farmer's carries or something like that, suitcase carries. I did a bit of that as well. But yeah, the barbell row is really, really good because it's using everything. It's using your hip extensors, your core, it's using everything. Whereas this takes the legs out, takes the back out, and it's all upper back and lats. It just depends what you need. So right now, I'm not doing barbell rows because I'm focusing so much on the bench press and I don't want that much energy to be, destroyed. So I just do this. I think this is really good. In fact, I'm thinking now when I get to the deadlift period in a few months' time, I'm going to go back to barbell rows for sure. And I'll do, I don't know, maybe 10 sets. I don't really know what I'll do. And I'll come here and I'll finish this off. Finish with this, with just some lighter weight and just finish off the upper back. Because a lot of the time I felt like with the barbell rows, it was a lot of other stuff failing before that upper back. It's a lot of lower back, man. Reckon barbell rows could be trained every day. Barbell rows, no, I don't think you can train it every day unless you really, really go really, really light. In that case, you can. This I'm doing every day. This I'm doing every single day as a warm-up. That's my first exercise. This can be done. But barbell rows, nah, man, I treat that shit like a maximum war, There was a time where I did only 1 plate, probably this time last year, a barbell row, and I was doing it like sets of 20. Yeah, that's okay. But even then, it's still very heavy on the core because you got to maintain that position. So, if you're going to have a high frequency, like to warm up or whatever you want to do, I think something where you take the lower back out of it is the best, like this. Because if you think about it, lower back is a very, very rare commodity, man. You fry your lower back, man, like I feel like everything suffers. Bench, squat, deadlift, everything suffers. And it's such a nervous system dump as well. So you got to be really, really careful where you sing those resources. The lower back is once you fried that, man, you're really screwed. That's why something like this, and this is why I got this thing, is so good because I can train my upper back without the lower back getting smoked. You know what I mean? That's kind of the best bit about it. Whew. That's 5. I'm doing like 7 sets of 30 on this now every day as the first exercise to warm up. Today I'll bench, so I'll go over to the bench straight after this, do my bench press, do some forearm work, and then get into my little squat routine where I hit the adductors, the squat, then back to adductors. Although I think this morning I had a bit of chest soreness, so I might be able to skip bench today and do the glutes, the adductors, the abductors rather. Oh man. Oh man. Would you ever consider writing up a block of training as opposed to making up the session on the day? Is program writing something you'd be interested in doing? Oh dude, I very much do program writing. All the time. Absolutely. My program writing is always happening, man. I don't make the session up on the day. The way to think about it is like this, right? I have periods of training where I do bench press. Let's say the focus is bench press. For a long time now, probably 6 months, bench press, bench press, bench press. That's the focus, that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm improving, that's the focus. After this period, I'm going to a squat focused, and then I'll be pushing the squat. So all of my resources going to the squat. Everything else is kind of like singles and that kind of thing. Just maintaining some sort of neural efficiency for the other stuff. After that, I'll be doing the deadlift and so on and so on. So I have seasons of training, and in those seasons, I have buckets of thoughts, right? So let's say for the bench press, I've been training now for like what? Seriously, for 12 years, let's say, whatever, 13 years. After all of this time of training, I have ideas of what I need for each of these things. So there is a bench press bucket that I have in my mind, and I go, okay, in order for you to excel in the bench press and in order for you to survive the volume of the bench press, you know, right now I'm doing sets of 23, lots of high volume, gunning it. I've got these ideas, goals that I want to achieve. And so in order for me to survive this much bench press volume, I have these exercises that I need to do as a supporting cast for a lot of benching. And so you say to yourself, do you make it up on the day? No, man. It is more kind of like you assess as you go. You know you want to hit multiple sets of bench press on this day. Okay, so you warm up and you're like, this is feeling off. Okay, tomorrow before I start doing this, I'm going to address this problem. And you kind of, you are intuitively training. And if there's no problems, no fires to put out, you just continue doing as you are. And you try to progress some of these accessories as well. So there is a program, like I write my programs, but they're not set in concrete. Let's say my elbow really starts to bother me. Do you just continue on with this thing, or do you try and address that on the fly? Absolutely, you address it on the fly. So you go, okay, I'm going to throw in some pronation work and some cupping. In the past, I'd throw in something that didn't work. Now I've kind of worked that out. Okay, cool, sweet. So now after every day of benching, I'll do a bit of pronation, a bit of cupping. Shit, I might even do some upper back work before benching, i.e. what I'm doing here. And so everything is kind of in supporting of that bench press volume. And that's how you do it, right? You try to progress everything you do. I try to progress this, I try to progress that. So there's like a major goal of the season of training that I'm in, and then there's all this other stuff which is supporting the main goal. And that's kind of how it is. And so if I was to sit you down and take you through my booklet that I write, there are buckets of thoughts, right? Everyone's got a different bucket. Everyone should have a different bucket. For me, like let's say squatting. I know squats are coming up in a month or two. So what am I doing now? Well, it's a bench press period and I'm freaking living in these adductor and abductor machines because I know this shit will fuck me up when I get there. When I start doing 180 for AMRAPs, which is what I'm planning to do in a month or two, 180 kilos for a set of 10, it is disgusting volume. It is disgustingly heavy. And I know in my mind, if you don't do anything about this, you will end up being hurt again. So what do? I got these things that I need to do. And I'm kind of taking a run up. There's like a, what do you want to call it? Like a pre-cycle period right now that I'm conditioning my lateral hip and my groin in preparation to that. So by the time I get to the squat's going to feel good and I'll have some momentum in order to hit that 180, and hopefully I get 180 for 15 and 16 reps and break the previous record, right? And so all of that stuff happens. And then during this squat period, in the background, I'll also start to do something in preparation for the deadlift period. I know what the deadlift period is shit for. And so I'm like, I need to do these two things in order for the deadlift to feel good. And so there is the current primary thing that I'm doing. That is the prehab rehab for this movement. And then there's also another set of exercises that I'm doing kind of in the background as a minimal effort in order for me to get some sort of momentum for the next block of training. So it's kind of like a threefold thing for me. A lot of people that are watching me, they're like, oh my God, this is chaos. It might seem chaos to somebody that doesn't understand the idea of my training, but there is thought process there. It's not like, oh, I can't be fucked doing this, I'll just do this. It's not like that. There's very much ideas behind all of this. And all of these ideas are auto-regulated depending on how I feel. Let's say today I really want to hit fucking multiple sets of 23 on the bench press with 100 kilos. And I wake up and my elbow is killing me. Well, fuck, I'm not going to go nuts on the bench press, am I? I don't want fucking tendonitis and things to break. So then I'm like, okay, we have a situation here that we have a code red. The code red is right here and it's killing me. Shit, okay. Let's try the bench press with no expectations and then really spend an hour, even fucking 2 hours, maybe even before sleep do something as well. So 2 sessions, if it's really code red. And I'll work on all the things that I've gathered over the years that I know will help my elbow. And so cupping, pronation, hammer work, rising, supination, like all this stuff, I'll start to play around with it and really kind of get an idea of what's going on. So that's kind of my thought process with all of this stuff. There's seasons. I've tried periods where I've tried to train all 3 lifts simultaneously, and it's very hard for me. In my life, the way I go about it, kids work, shift work, night shift, all of that stuff, it's chaos. I end up just stalling everything and nothing really improves. And so I've kind of thought, there's no real point pushing the deadlift and the squat at the same time, because I push the squat goes up, the deadlift also goes up. So what's the point? Like, just focus on one. And then even down the track, I've gone, Well, the bench press really, really suffers when I do whatever the frick I'm doing first. If I'm doing squatting first today, the bench is going to feel terrible. I'm going to feel just lame. And so when I'm pushing the squats, I'm doing bench accessories. When I'm doing hardcore benching, I'm doing squat accessories, that kind of thing. It's a kind of like a merger between those two ideas. Alrighty, let me just do another one of these and then we'll get... All right, that's that. Now, let me warm up for the bench press now. Actually, why don't I put this thing here for once? Can you guys even see me here? What was the quote on my squat rack? Reagan. I'll read it to you, man. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Stefan in Serbia says, my man, how's it going? Nice to see you. Did you switch the live time last few days? I've been able to catch the lives. Stefan, I am a shift worker, so the lives are always bouncing around, kind of like my life is. So I'll go 3 shifts, early shift, late shift, and night shift. It's always on rotation, and so I train when I can, man. I don't really pick where I train. It's dictated about all sorts of stuff. You know, 3 kids, wife, lots going on. So I just fit it in where I can. Every single day I wake up, have a conversation with her. How we doing it, where we doing it, blah, 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 blah. And I'll play. It's actually the night before that we're playing. But anyway, that's how it happens. You got a T-bar row machine, hands down my favorite back machine. Nice, Ace Gaming. I love that machine, man. It's godly. Used to be called Spider Bench Row. Oh, there you go. Max says, damn, that's awesome. I suspect this would be a more superior approach. They're running a 5-3-1, DC training, West Side method, etc. Max, yeah, it depends, man. It depends. Over the years, you kind of you work out what works for you, what doesn't, how do you get the work in, how you don't. And that's how I've kind of made my training work, and it works with me. What I hated the most about fixed programs and when somebody else does the thinking for you is that there's no wiggle room. Like I said to you before, the example, you come in and you're like, okay, I really don't feel well, and I have a war to fight today. Screw that, dude. I'm not feeling good to do that. You know. So, what the hell is the point? What's the point of trying to fight a war when you're ready? So then I just kind of retreat, if you will, and I come back and I fight on a day that I want to fight. And those days are usually on days off work, or I've done a shift, but I know tomorrow I've got a day off, and so mentally I'm like, okay, I'll be able to recover tomorrow. Mafna says, I've always been into fitness, lifting, running, rock climbing, etc., but I've never been able to be consistent at any of them. How can we achieve consistently and stop falling off the wagon every time? That, my friend, is a good question, and I get that very often. It's up to you, man. It really is up to you. You need to make a connection, and not like a we connection. You need to make a connection of what sort of man you want to be. Do you want to be the world's best climber? Focus on that. Do you want to be the best runner in the world? Focus on that. You're going to be the running man. Do you want to be the best gym guy? Okay, what about the gym? Do you want to have a good row, good bench, good back, good pecs, good jump, good dunk, whatever? Like you need to have a goal, like have an idea in your mind where you're headed. And once you have that, then you'll start to reverse engineer everything and plan accordingly. Sounds like you're doing everything a little bit and you don't really have a connection with everything. It sounds like you just enjoy getting tired. You enjoy getting tired because all of these activities will get you tired. If you enjoy getting tired, you might not make a connection. You might not have that, mastery approach to it. If you're doing all of this stuff just to stay fit, then have like a fitness goal in mind. I want to run a 5-minute mile or something, whatever. You just have to make some sort of a direction, where you're headed. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, 300 squat, 300 deadlift. That's kind of where I first headed. And then 180 bench kind of came later on in my mind. But that's the direction. And I was like, I'll be really, really happy if I got that. I never really thought I want to be able to run a 5-minute mile. I ran as a kid, ran a lot as a kid. I was a scrawny little kid and I always kind of yearned for the strength side of things, power, athleticism. And so as I was growing up in my 20s, I was like, that's the direction I want to go. I might never ever get there, but I'm going to work towards that. It's kind of like a side, mission, if you will, in my life. And I go towards that. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision and you're just doing random activities to stay fit and active and there's no like emotional connection, then you won't really have the consistency. The consistency comes from like this deeper understanding of where you're headed. And so even on shitty days like yesterday, I felt terrible. I still came in here like at 7:30 p.m. after a long day at work to do some work. And I did some work and I walked away from that. I'm like, okay, I've taken a millimeter step in the right direction. And so if you don't have that emotional connection, that emotional need for that's the direction we're headed, then you're not going to be able to survive on days where you don't want to get tired, because when you don't want to, then you start to go into the need. You need to get more tired. It's all mental, dude. It's all psychology. You need to kind of work that out for yourself and how to approach it. All right, let me warm up with the bench now. It's a tight jump. Why is everything getting tight now? Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of the times, just purely by the warm-up, I'll work out what sort of day I'm going to have. Yeah, there's a lot of fatigue in the chest. Even the warm-up was tough. Probably won't go well, but we'll give it a shot. See if I can get one good set. Oof. Pumped. Where's that water? Oh man. Do I incorporate any pull-ups or chin-ups? Pull-ups and chin-ups have had a big part of my life when I was skinny. Over the years I've worked out that they don't really offer that much. At least not for me. I need horizontal pulling power. That's what the bench press is. That's what the deadlift is. I even felt like that was the squat needs. The pull-ups, chin-up thing, I don't know. It's a great movement, but for my goals right now, I feel like the row is by far superior. That's the stance that I've had now for a few years. And I truly believe it. You know, a lot of people don't like to hear that, but that's my opinion. The row mimics everything I do so much better. The pull-up, a lot of people don't do it properly, including me. And so what ends up happening is you end up using your, lats little helpers, right? You're not really using your lats at all. You're using the, not the serratus anterior, what am I trying to say? You're using the teres minor and teres major, which is fine, but that's not what I'm after here. Look at this, rocking. That's not what I'm after here. What I'm after here is lats, and rows hit lats so much better. That's just my opinion. When you're doing a pull-up, at least for me, the thing that fails is not the lats. The lats get very little work. What fails for me is that teres major. And it feels like a lat because it's right in your armpit, but it's not a lat. And so when I do the row, it's a lot of rhomboids, it's a lot of lats, depends where I pull the bar. If I pull it to my hip, like to my belly button, man, that is a lot of lat. So that's just my experience. But if it works for you, it works for you. Oh, Cham, you said, the man that chases two rabbits chases neither. That is so good, man. That is so good. Hey, Doc, what's going on, man? Just ordered some Jack in a box. I don't know what that is. Bobby, I don't really know what that is. Who has been the most influential to you in the lifting world? Oh, man. Oh. Who has been the most influential? Probably Louis Simmons. I would say Louis Simmons. It's funny because Louis Simmons and the West Side Boys, I never really thought they lifted the way I wanted to lift. But every time they spoke about training, especially Louis, dude, that guy, to this day, I'm watching those freaking podcasts. It is so good. I love the way Louis thinks, the way he approaches it, the love, the passion. All that stuff is awesome to me. Regardless of the results that I have in life with lifting, I want to be like that. I really want to be the guy that, devotes all his life to the iron game and understands all this stuff, has, tried and trialed and erred and has experience under the bar with many different ideas. I love that, man. That's awesome. What's your ultimate goal in life? Ultimate goal in life? Oh my goodness. Just to be happy, healthy, happy with my family. That's kind of the ultimate goal in life for me, man. Keep healthy, keep happy, you know, be near my family and just see everyone grow up and do well in life. You know, see my kids and what they develop into. That is really cool, man. Really, really cool. You know, continue doing what I love, more things that I love, less things that I don't like. Continue to help people. Stay in nursing. Hopefully as time goes on and on and on, I'm able to do less nursing and more this. Yeah, that's kind of the big strokes. Fast food, constant tension. Do I take supplements? No, man. Bobby, I've made many, many videos about this. A few days ago, I made a video on creatine, which was received very well. Oh, Lord. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Give it a bit of a rest and then I'll try and get 23 with a hundy. Cham, what do you mean whey protein? No, I thought you said whey protein. Oh, you read whey. No, I don't take protein. I don't take any of that stuff, man. Nothing. No pills, no powders, none of that stuff. Whey protein, I know every gym bro goes and gets whey protein, but when I learned a bit about the science, I was like, what is this shit? I remember speaking to one of the doctors at work and he was like, what are you doing, dude? I reckon I was like 21 years old. I just started nursing and I had this chat with one of the senior doctors in ED and he broke it down for me. I was like, holy shit, dude. And then after that, I kind of looked it up in some of the key words that he said. And I was just like, fucking hell, you have a point, man. I just dropped it ever since. And that was it. Like I hadn't taken whey protein for a long time. Around that time, I remember I was a rookie muffin, man. I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to bulk up and I went, this is like shortly after I was still playing basketball. I went to the local shop here. For those of you guys in Adelaide, I went to Harbour Town. There was a supplement store. I walked in with like no knowledge. Walked up to the front counter and I'm like, man, I'm looking to kind of bulk up, you know. What sort of protein would you recommend? And he gets this fucking big ass tub out. It's fucking like an industrial grade. And he was like, take this, take 3 scoops with some milk or some water 3 times a day. And I was like, sick. And I was fucking skinny as, man. I was like 80 kilos, 70, whatever, like just 80 kilos I think I was back then. Maybe 80 kilos. Took that shit home and I started smashing it and I left it on the counter. My parents are like, what the hell is this thing, man? You know, my mom opens it up, smells it and she's like, Ivan, this is very poor quality food. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why are you eating this and not a steak or meat or some nice vegetables? Like, what are you doing? He's like, nah, mama, this is, see the guy on the cover? Like, he's jacked. That's what you need to do, right? Very, very poorly received by my parents. So I had to start drinking this shit like fucking 3 times a day. In the few days, it was kind of fun. It's vanilla, it's cool. It's like kind of like a soft drink type thing. It's like really sweet and whatever. I'm smashing it. And then like over the course of that week, I just started getting more and more bloated. And with that became like more and more lethargic. I started eating less and less food. I was just so full all the time with this freaking protein, man. And anyway, I did this for a couple of weeks. And at one point I I went to the toilet. This was kind of when I started nursing or whatever. And when you start nursing, you know, you start to think about your health as well. And I'm getting bloated. I'm feeling shitty. I go to the toilet and, you know, I do a number 2 and I turn around and I'm seeing my poo and I'm looking at it. I'm like, the hell is this shit, man? My shit is actually white. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I don't know much about all this stuff, but that's very bad. Like it's just like floating. The shit is floating, man. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know what the hell is going on here, man. Like I'm flushing the thing, it's like surfing. The fucking shit is surfing on the toilet. And I'm feeling shitty and I'm like, how the hell did this go through my entire system, come out and it's a fucking boat? What sort of shit is this? Anyway, went to the hospital. I'm like, I've got all these doctors at my disposal. I'll just ask somebody. And I went over there and I asked the doc. He's like, oh, bring that tub in. I bring it in the next day. And he basically said to me, he's like, the reason why the poo was white is because your liver was unable to process it. You've taken so much of this stuff in and all of the enzymes were exhausted. And so what you put in is what came out. And so your liver is basically tapping out. Your liver cannot process this much crap. You're basically poisoning yourself with this shit. Like it's literally undigested running through you. And the reason why you're feeling bloated and the reason why you're feeling lethargic and all this stuff is because your system is under assault from all this shit that you're eating. And he's like, this is not healthy nutrition. This is powder that was made probably years ago. It's got nothing to do with good quality nutrition. This is very bad for you. And he went on and on to explain about the liver function test and about all these different enzymes that are happening in the body and the pancreas and this and that. And he started to explain all this stuff. And I was like, fuck it, I ain't going to do this. He's like, cook yourself a nice steak, have a nice salad on the side, drink some water, and you'll be fine. That's enough protein for everything that you need. This crazy shit of people like smashing in 50 million grams of protein a day for this idea that it's kind of like a machine. The more you pump in ethanol, the better it is, right? All that kind of stuff. I moved away from it, and obviously during this period, being lethargic and whatever, I was not very able to train. I was just like feeling crappy, terrible gym performance, and the rest of it. So I got really pissed off, stopped. I heard the warning from a doctor, and I started just focusing on good nutrition. And what do you know? My system started clearing up, and also my skin was starting to go shit. I started getting pimples, which I never used to get pimples all over me. And just multiple other things, like just crappy sleep, bags under my eyes, like all that stuff. Just terrible. Difficulty concentrating. I was just basically poisoned. And after that, I cleaned up my diet, started eating properly, started actually eating real fucking food, not powder that you feed some fucking lab animal or whatever. Like I'm not a plant. You don't give me fertilizer to fucking eat. Start eating proper nutritious food. Eat proper food, not food that was once upon a time food, but you went through a 1,000 different machines. It was made into powder, and now you're eating powder. Like what the fuck are we doing? That is never going to be healthy. And so that for me was a paradigm shift for me, and I kind of went away from all of that crap, and I started to focus on real food, better energy, better nutrition, better skin, better mental clarity, better sleep, better performance, and with that, my blood count started going up. I wasn't anemic anymore. So all of that kind of went into it. And since then I was like, all of this shit is a scam. These people who are in power, in position of power, who are doing steroids, GH and all this stuff, that are selling you this crap. Everyone's going to take a protein. So let's sell this. Let's make money. And it's essentially tricking the masses. And there's never going to be a point where you should drink a protein powder instead of eating a steak. A steak is real. And the other thing he said to me is like, when you dump all of this stuff inside your body cannot absorb that much protein like that. That powder is already ready for absorption. It's basically ready for absorption. It doesn't need digestion. And so what happens is this stuff gets sucked into your bloodstream, and all of it gets converted into sugar at the end of the day anyway, because your body doesn't have a need that much protein at hit once. It doesn't need that. And so it gets converted into, like I think he said, through the Krebs cycle, it gets converted into sugar. And so all of that crap that you're eating is just end up being sugar anyway. Whereas if you eat a steak, there is a digestion process that needs to take place with steak. It takes many, many freaking hours for that thing to break down. And as slowly as it starts to break down, the protein is absorbed slowly as the digestion continues. And so there is no big spike of protein on the graph, absorption. And so it kind of mimics the requirements of the body. The body doesn't need 1,000 building blocks 1 second. It needs a few every second, right? And so a steak and the digestion process, the way it passes through the system, is constantly releasing protein, and it's more nutritious, more bioavailable, and it's just better overall. And it's not gonna make you feel like shit. And it's real food versus fake food. So all of that rolled up is why I don't drink protein. And before that idea, before I started having access to really bright people at the hospital, I didn't really know this stuff. You know, when you don't have access to really clever people, you just go off the internet and anyone can say anything. Like if you listen to Ronnie Coleman, I'm pretty sure he's going to say to you that his protein powder is the best. So what's the true answer? But like when I started talking to some of these people that are like physicians, medicine physicians, you're like, shit, man, this guy knows a million times more than all of these guys. So I'll listen to him. And I'm glad I listened and so stayed away from all of it. All of it. I don't need any of this stuff. Real food, real water, real hydration, and you go from there. All right, that was a long ass break, but let's see. If I can't get 23 here, then it's not gonna bloody happen today. All right, that's 23. Not freaking bad. Happy with that. Not bad, boys. How often do you think about lifting when at work? Oh, it depends, Max. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm so busy I don't think about anything. Sometimes like I go through a whole day and I haven't even thought about my kids because my mind's just at war. So much going on. Emergencies. It's a very busy place. Straight whole foods, absolutely. Do I go to the Serbian Orthodox Church? Yes. Not as often as I should, but I go. There's a few in Adelaide here. Yeah. Do I ever eat fast food? Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, of course. I'm not some saint, man. Of course. Ivana, start a new physio assist job tomorrow. Upcoming first day. Oh, just listen. Listen, learn, ask a lot of questions, and you'll be all right. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. And that's all you need to do, dude. No one's going to expect miracles from you day one. You're just there to learn and absorb and help them out, and you'll be right. Do you think you have mostly fast or slow twitch fibers? Oh, I got no idea, man. No idea. Growing up, I was one of the fastest kids always. So probably I'm fast twitch a little bit. Always the fastest kid. Of one off. So that's something. Yash, what's going on, man? How long did you run the smaller base cycle during your early squad days, and what did you eat that time? Oh man, I don't know how long it was, 6 weeks maybe, something like that. I was exhausted, man. I was exhausted. That's a lot of work. And you're like a shadow of yourself by the end of it. And the worst thing of all, like some days I'd come off a night shift and I'd have to do that. Terrible, not a good idea, man. That kind of shit doesn't suit me, man. Doesn't suit me at all. Oh man. Alrighty. It's funny how my legs feel jelly after benching like this. 23, yeah, Bobby, that was 23, man. Marco says, hey, Vine, been a fan since COVID. First time catching a stream. You changed my outlook on fitness and staying healthy for my kids. I work in police dispatch and look forward to lifting to decompress. Hey, Marcos, that is amazing. Well done. I'm glad I could assist you in that direction. You know, when I meet people and when I hear these sorts of things, I'm always like, I feel so sorry for people that haven't found this yet. Like, this is so good, man. I just feel like I've got a secret here. All of us have a secret for training, and I feel like people are missing out on. But clearly people don't feel the same way, so you can't really force people. Reed, what's going on, man? Good to see you too, dude. I was able to do some of my own lives. Kind of weird to get used to. Haha. Nice, man. Good to hear, Reed. If you knew what type of muscle fibers you have, would you change something about your training program? Well, let's say I was 100% fast twitch. You can't just do singles, man, because, yeah, sure, muscle fibers are muscle fibers, but you're going to get fucking sore. You're going to get wrecked. You're going to get really, really tired. You can't just, no matter what your fiber type is, you can't just send it all the time like that. I think there's multiple different types of tissues in the body. There's, tendons, ligaments, muscle, obviously. There's nervous tissue. All of that needs different things, right? Like at different times. So there is a place for doing 30s. There is a place for doing ones, regardless of your fiber type. I truly believe that, Geez, you bench 400 plus, I bet. Nah, Bobby, I don't bench 400. What are you hitting today? I did upper back to warm up with, a bit of bench. And I'll do some arm wrestling stuff. Forearms, that kind of thing. Cupping, rising. I won't do pronation today. I'll just do cupping and rising. And then I'll do my usual adductor to squat warm up. And then I reckon I'll finish with some abductors. Depends how it all goes. I might not be able to do abductors today. Maybe abductors of tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Vine, if you were a total beginner, how would you start training every day, especially if your focus was bench? Mind, if your focus was bench, depends on how you built and whatever. Like if I was built, if I went back and it was me again all over again, I would spend a lot of time on my elbows. Basically, it's like this, man. Like the way I think about this stuff, and it's probably the best way to tell people, it doesn't really matter who you are and what you are. You just need to work out how to do more volume. Think about it right now. Why aren't you doing 10 sets of 10 on bench? It's impossible, right? Like shit will start to fucking hurt. Like shoulders, elbows, whatever, wrists, things start to hurt. And so the way I think about this problem is, okay, how do I survive more volume? How do I get there? What is the method of me getting there? And so for this shit, I've worked out that I need lots of elbow love. Lots of forearms. That might not be your issue at all. For me, for some reason, ever since fucking around with the bands, I screwed myself up. And so it's limiting me. That and upper back. So elbows and shoulders is what I need. And so there must be a ratio of how much volume I can do to how much prehab, rehab, or accessory work I have been doing. There's a ratio there. And obviously you're not a robot, so you can't 100% find that volume, that ratio at once. It takes time. And it's always a moving target as you progress and whatever. So If you're going to train every single day, make a list of the things that you believe are critical for you to survive volume. Pain is a great teacher. When something starts to hurt, ask, why is that hurting? What's causing that pain? Is it a weakness over here? Now this is overworked, or this is really weak and that's why it's hurting? And then try and devise a program to assist that. Like what the hell is going on here? Why is this shit hurting? And then just kind of work it out from there. Like I said to you, I do a lot of arm wrestling type of shit, and it helps me. A lot of upper back stuff. Before the upper back stuff, I was doing more upper back, like different like lateral raises. Now I moved to the T-bar row, constantly kind of attacking that upper back. And it helps me. And, you know, doing this much volume is doable for me because of that. Oh, yes. Oh my God, first time in fucking weeks. Second set of 23. Fuck yeah. Maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm back finally. Oh, thank God for that. I thought I lost the momentum completely. Fucking bench press. You get sick and it literally takes you 2 fucking weeks to get back. Thank you. Thank you, God. Yash says, Ivan, you'll get to the ultimate squat goal, I'm sure 100%. Your squat form is textbook form. Thank you, Yash. Oh man, you put a smile on my face thinking about it. I really hope, man. I really hope I get there. According to this book called Body by Science, one can train fast twitch fibers via heavy weight every 21 days. Oh my God. I love how arbitrary this shit is. And train slow twitch fibers once a week. Bobby, I wouldn't listen to that book at all. I don't know who wrote that book. I have no idea who wrote that book, but who read it, what have they done, who they coached, that matters. Just because it's in a book doesn't mean it's any good. Reed says, I have a 2-rep max snatch and front squat day at the end of this week. How can I optimize my rest and intake for that? Oh, good luck, Reed. That sounds good. For your live setup, do you have your normal phone recording, then the extra phone just for chats? Yeah, Reed, that's it. I found this by accident. My 2-year-old went into one of the cupboards and pulled this out and he was like playing with it and I was like, wait a minute. Can you get on the phone, on the internet without a SIM card? My partner was like, yeah, man, you can. Fuck, that's sick. I don't have to be near the phone. Sick. That's how it started. What was your sign to start working upper back, Ivan? And what have you noticed since? I might have to get on it. Been getting chest cramps at the top of heavy deadlifts. It was the leg drive. The leg drive really started freaking demolishing my back. I accidentally learned about leg drive. Yeah. Maybe 6 months ago, I was like screwing around one warm up and I was like, holy shit, I think I found leg drive. And since then, my upper back gets toasted when I bench. And so I was like, I think that area needs more work. So I started training my upper back a bit more, and since then, the back doesn't cause me trouble anymore. That's kind of how it started, man. One thing led to another, and I developed a new need to train something else. So that's how it came about. Yash, all the best, man. Thanks for stopping by, brother. You have a good one. I'll have another go at this bench. Hopefully another set of 23, which I kind of doubt, but I'll give it a go. I'm very happy today. Hopefully I get 18 this time at least. I'll get a rest and then I'll attack again. And then after that, I'll go into my arm wrestling. I popped my back on deadlift the third rep of 295. I was going to deload, but I'm feeling better in squat more. What should I do? Only you know that, Bobby. Only you know that. You need to work that out, man. I don't know how you feel. Warm up and have a look. Nobody else can tell you that. You need to assess it for yourself and be like, can I do this or not? And then just, warm up and go slowly. Did I have a nice weekend? Yeah, I worked. I worked on the weekend, both days. I worked. So it was good. Yesterday we had a bit of a barbecue at my parents'. It was nice to kind of finish off the weekend with that. So yeah. What about you, Reed? What did you get up to? Oh, nice, Bobby. The warm-up is crucial, man. You got to warm up properly. Wedding anniversary, drove a bit to some awesome waterfalls and hikes with my wife. Nice, Reed. Good stuff. Sounds like it's a good weekend, man. Beautiful, man. All right, let me have another go at this. And then we'll move on to some pump work with the arms. was that 21 or 22? What was that? If one of you fellas could go back, or maybe I could go back. I can go back as well now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. $21. All the best, Squad RX. Thank you, Squad RX. You too, buddy. Sleep well, man. See you next time. Thank you, Bobby. Have I ever had my test levels? Yeah, I have, man. I had my test levels checked on day 1000. That was my first blood test in freaking decade, probably. And it was 600, I think. But my, what do you call it? My SHBG. My SHBG was also very high. Sex binding hormone globulin. That was also very high. So my free testosterone wasn't as high. I don't know if you know much about all of that stuff, but you can have a lot of testosterone, but not have it all that very usable. So my SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, was high, which means I'm not recovering well. My sleep, night shifts, all that stuff was impacting it a lot. So my test is okay, but also the stress and all the stuff that I'm under is also not okay. So yeah, but it was on the high, very, very high. It was like on the border of the top end. So that was me. All right. I mean, you can get it checked for sure, as long as you don't get sucked into the whole mantra of you need replacement. There's many different things you can start doing before you start injecting, man. Sleep, diet, exercise, you know, all that stuff. Huge impacts on your test levels, you know. You can get it checked to see where you're about, but don't get sucked into it. Yeah, the rack and pulley is amazing, man. Awesome. You can do so many different things. My squats have been feeling really good, Reed. Really good. I've been hitting 180 every day. And they're feeling really good. So I'm kind of like slowly priming myself for that next squat period. And that squat period is going to be very heavy because all the other stuff like bench is going to go down. Everything's going to go down. And I'll just send it on squats for a bit before I go into the deadlift. So it's all going to go, the priorities will change. Oh man. Yeah, I have, it's not really blocks, I call them seasons, man. During winter, I tend to focus on bench. It's the least disrupting, the least taxing. I tried pushing squats in the winter once, got sick more than usual. Deadlifts is very hard to do in cold weather as well. So, yeah, usually at the end of the year, deadlifts start to feel really good, warm weather, backs feel looser, hips feel looser. Squats, yeah, August, September type of thing. November, probably September and November, October, something like that. That's how I do it, man. Many different ways of doing it. Winters are terrible, but I work in emergency, as you know, man, and everyone's sick, man. Kids are sick, work's sick, everything's sick. Do you think the average female, or at least decent genetics for strength, can strict overhead press 55 or more naturally, or body weight of no more than 85? It's hard to know, man. Females, you know, for a male to overhead press their own body weight is very, very hard. Like, that's very elite strength. So for a female to do it, it's like even more impressive. And the way females are, the way girls are structured, they're kind of like stronger in their hips more so than shoulders. Shoulders is like the weak link for them. And so pull-ups, rows, overhead pressing, that's very difficult. You know, for you to push 55 kilos at 85 kilos, so what is that? 17, so that's like what, 60% of your body weight, something like that, 70% of your body weight. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, right? I can overhead press 85 and I weigh 105, whatever, let's say. So I'm doing 80%. For females to do 80% will be very, very, very impressive. So I'm guessing like 60, 70% of your body weight will be very, very, very impressive, I'd say. You know? That's just rough estimate. Oh. Yeah, definitely. More taxing. That's my last overhead press session weight. Surprisingly, never really got sick while working the floor, but also don't have children. Yeah, I think the children is what gets me sick more so than anything. But I don't know. You never really know when you're surrounded by viruses. It's hard. And the thing is with emergencies, like people come in, you don't even know that they're going to have something until it's too late. You already had exposure, so it's tough. What's the average day of eating look like? Two meals a day. That's kind of the average. 2 meals a day, rarely 3. And no snacking, lots of water, that kind of thing. Ever snap a cable? No, never been that strong. Raven says, thank you for spending the time to think about this. I respect you more than anyone else in the fitness world realm. Keep it up, Ivan. You're much stronger than you realize. Thank you so much, Raven. Really, really nice words there from you, mate. Really appreciate it. Reed, I very, very rarely get sick right now. I think I can attribute that to my nursing work. Yeah, for sure. Different in ER. Yeah, like, you know, if you work in, like, let's say ICU, you know, everyone's kind of already worked up. You already know what the diagnosis is when they even get there. And so you know what you're dealing with. And it's a much more, you know, sterile environment. ED's dirty, man. Like, you know, lots of crap going on. It's lots of movement, lots of flow. It's chaos, man. Absolute chaos. So it's a lot nicer to work in ICU, I think. Oh man, this is killing me, this. Oh, Jesus, that is filthy. Fuck. Oh, that canes, man. That really destroys the forearms. As a paramedic, what do you think about us? What do you think about us? Do we suck or does it just depend? As a paramedic, what do you think of us? What do you mean as a paramedic? Are you a paramedic or am I the paramedic? Are you a paramedic, Cham? Is that what you mean? Get away. You too. What are you doing? You're lining up. You're lining up. Zlatane. This stuff. Oh, dude. Love you guys, man. Paramedics are great. Of course. We're the same team, man. We're the same team. You guys do very, very good work. You guys have very tough conditions. It's a lot different. It's a lot different what you guys have to deal with. We have a controlled environment. You guys don't. It's and you guys see a lot worse stuff, I think. You walk into environments where people are not savable, you know. The people that you bring to us have a chance. Sometimes you come to situations where the story is already ended. So, you know, it's different, man. Would I ever consider moving to a different unit? I don't know, man. I don't know. Where do I go? I can't do ICU, man. I can't do ICU because it's not fast enough. It's too slow. I don't want to see the same patient, same problem all the time. I think it's a personality thing, isn't it? Like for me in ED, like I go, you know, I've gone to a code black, somebody's trying to kill somebody, and everyone's going crazy, psychosis, medicate that person, restrain this, restrain that, think about that, and then 5 minutes later I'm in a resusc room involved in a cardiac arrest. 5 minutes later I'm a triage, helping triage out, and then I'm in the ambulance bay, out in the front of ED, trying to assess somebody in the back of the truck whether they really need to come in and jump the line or not. You know, it's a lot going on, and it's kind of always things are going on, multiple problems. I like that. I don't like being stuck in one spot. So like once you do ED, man, you're kind of screwed because how do you replicate that environment anyway? So that's why a lot of people, once they try ED, they just get stuck. Oh. Man, the forearms want to freaking blow up, man. Ivan, dumb question. Are you doing hip work today? If so, how do you get into your full ROM adduction machine? Damn near fell off trying to get seated. You must be limber. There is a way. You put one leg in. I'll show you in a sec. I'll do it in a sec. You put one leg in, and then you do a pec fly with the other one. You do a pec fly with the other one, right? So you grab it and you use your chest. You move the machine, and then you stick the other leg in. That's kind of how you do it. There is a way of doing it. Oi. Then, bro, I went through a whole chapters in my life, and you're still here getting the work in. AP, man, that's life, man. Some people swap and change through life, what they want to do. I found a constant in my life. I've gone through chapters in my life as well, dude. Lots of life events, lots has happened, but I always like having this constant. And the only difference with my constant is that you guys get to see it. It's kind of recorded. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have also constants in your life that are just, no matter what you do, no matter what happens, you're always kind of doing that. I love this, man. You can't really fake 5 years of something. Damn, bro, went through da-da-da. Thank you, brother. All work, doc. All good, man. All right. Let's get busy with it. Let's get busy with it. Is killing me, man. I think I need a bit of a rest. My fucking forearms will pop. I think I watched some of your stuff, sub 300 days. Wow, nice, man. But I remember thoroughly enjoying the lifting advice, perspectives, and life advice, mixing in your stuff, as well as the reminder of hard work. I appreciate that, AP. Appreciate it. Yeah, I used to speak to a lot of guys on here who were like, Ivan, I don't even train, but I do enjoy your consistency. It's really nice to kind of bounce ideas, even with people that have nothing to do with the lifting game. Because, you know, one thing that's a constant is the mental aspect of life. A lot of commonalities between chasing mastery levels at many different fields. It's all the same: hard work, consistency, you know, working out, working at this thing even when you don't want to do it. All those things matter. And a lot of those things are carried over to many different ideas. So there's a lot of commonalities. What is my most valuable achievement in life so far? Oh, without a doubt, kids, man. Not even close, man. Kids are the biggest part of my life, the biggest pride of my life, the biggest comfort, the biggest everything, man. Nothing comes close to it, man. And for those of you guys that are parents, you will understand. Nothing comes close to it. No PR, nothing. Seeing your kids, how they grow up, the love, the guidance, how they look at you. Dude, that stuff is priceless, man. If you think about it, like, have you ever thought to yourself this before? You know, I will gladly give up my life for my kid's life. Right? Split second. No thought about it. Just take me right away, you know, a second in order to save my life. Whatever it needs. Whatever the kids need is there. How many other things in your life have that type of mentality? Nothing gets close to it, right? Not even a thought. And so that's the power that we're talking about here. It's just different level. Different level, different love. I once heard somebody say, you know, seeing your child succeed is more rewarding than seeing your own success. And it's so beautiful. Like right now, I'm like coaching my son, like coaching the basketball team at the school, and seeing the progression, seeing the advancement, dude, it is so beautiful. Like it is far more enjoyable to see him go through all that than what I did. It's special, man. It really is. Man, I've got nothing left for that. Nothing. All right. Now let's warm up the hips. Give those some love. Alrighty. Last night I went pretty nuts with this, but let's see what I can do here. Oh, screw that up. Oh man, that first one is gnarly. Athlete X, there you go. It really is the best. How you going, man? Same boat as AP. Found your channel towards the end of my undergrad. Just finished postgrad a few weeks ago. Good to see you're still on it, man. Really enjoying the live streams, boss. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that, man. Really is cool to see you guys have done so much and I'm still at this. Congrats, I think I found him somewhere in the undergrad too. I'm in my second year of postgrad now. Nice. What are you guys studying? What are you guys doing? Yeah, Athlete X. Yeah. It's come a long way, man. It's continued to expand. Yeah, it's good, man. I'm really enjoying it. And as the thing has grown, like I've noticed that my sessions are now like 2 hours every day. It's just so much better, you know. Like it's just there's so much stuff to do. And the really cool thing about machines is that you can really just get a lot of work done in them. It takes away a lot of the stabilizers that we smoke completely in the main movements. And so when you get into these machines, it's like just mindless work. It's really cool. I'm starting my second year of medical school. Oh, well done, man. Well done. You're going to be a doc, man. You're going to be giving me orders one day, man. You're going to be giving me orders. Ivan, I need this. Stat. Let's go, man. But doc, I'm too tired, man. My freaking adductors are killing me from the squat session yesterday. All right, bro. All right, I'll get it this time. Something like that, huh? I was living in Las Vegas my whole life, moved across the country, and I had a whirlwind, but logged into an old account and seeing my old content show up. Oh, sick. Yeah, so this phone is very old phone for me, and I'm not logged in at all. Like this is just whatever default setting. There's no SIM in there. And when I logged on to YouTube, man, all this weird content started popping up. I was on it for like a couple of hours, like all this like really cool stuff, like videos that I actually really enjoy. People talking about like kind of like this stuff, just sitting here and talking about all sorts of stuff. Don't quit your job, how to do this, how to do that, what it's like to be 50, 60, 70, what it's like to be a 20-year-old, like just chatting channels. And I was like, sick. This is awesome. All right. Go up. That was 50. Let's go to 60. The first few sets until everything kind of unsticks, unglues itself, the hip flexors are screaming. Oh, there you go. Nice, man. My older cousins got their family started and I look up to them a lot. Nice, man. It's beautiful. Health is special, man. Health is a special career. It's a lifestyle. It teaches you a lot about life. It's really rewarding, man. It's hard work, especially med school. It's hard work and it's a long career. It's a long journey and training, a lot to learn. But it's worth it. If you're wired that way and you want to live that kind of life, it really is worth it. And you're always going to have respect from the community at large. You being a doctor will always have some sort of like this aura of respect. And I think that in itself is a really valuable and respectable thing, it's not just about the money. You'll have the respect. The community will respect you and look up to you. That's really cool. Let's go 70. 70 now. Oh man, this is really something. All right, 70 big ones. All right, that's a warm up done. That's warm up done. There we go, boys. It's not going to fall, is it? Don't fall. Hey. If I went to a floor nursing, I would consider palliative hospice. The area of nursing is pretty important to me and would be a big change from my familiar Cardiac stuff though. Yeah. I don't know if I could take that, man. It would be too hard mentally to deal with all that stuff. I don't know if I could do it, man. Hey P, you have a good one, man. Get a lift in, for sure. For sure, man. Well, the battery's already gone, 20%. Look at that, fucking hell. It sucks the battery like crazy, these live streams. Casual warm up with the stack, good stuff. Yeah, almost a full stack. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's so sensitive to the battery. Absolutely runs through it. I mean, I don't know how long I've been on here. 2 hours or something? Usually by 2 hour mark, yeah, almost 2 hours. There you go. 2 hour session and it's freaking gone. Recently I've been going over 2 hours and I'm like, fuck. The really good thing about lives is that it really keeps a track on your time out here. I've been known too many times on days off to spend like 3-4 hours out here, man. Mess around with everything I got in here. All right, 160. $160's down. Hey, screwed up. Hey, mister, you've screwed up. I gotta go to the toilet, boys, real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Some more squatting. More squatting. I prefer the lives much more, Reed. Lives feel more fun to me. I feel more connected with everyone. I feel like I learned something in the process. Lots of brainstorming, when the fellas are on. Back and forth, back and forth. I literally feel like I'm just, couching it up with a couple of the fellas, drinking beers. That's kind of how this feels to me. So much more rewarding. Last stream is fine, no complaints, just curious. What influenced the change? What influenced the change? Oh, that's right. So I wanted to do some, like I've always wanted to do the lives. And I did a whole stack in the past, but every time I did lives, my channel just dumped. Like all the views dumped, crashed. The algorithm really punishes you for doing lives, it seems. And so then I went without lives for like a year or more, whatever. Then early in the year, I decided to do TikTok lives. I thought, okay, let's just get on a different platform and do it there. And TikTok is a strange crowd, man. Oh my God. It's just filth. Absolute degeneracy. Like, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and the guys are there like just thirsty gay men. Just, hey, Ivan, can I take you out on a date? Oh, what I would do to that kind of stuff. It's just, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm not on here to do that. What I was hoping is I would attract the right viewer that we can just chill and chat and all that stuff. And so I did a few lives, and it was always the same thing with TikTok. Just not my kind of thing. So then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go back to YouTube. No matter what happens to my lives, to my channel, I don't really care anymore. Let's just do what I like. And I started doing lives and started enjoying them like normal, like I always have. And I just completely stopped caring about the channel. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's it. The whole reason I'm doing YouTube is not for work. I've got a job. This is for a passion. This is a hobby. I want to enjoy this. So why do I have to look at metrics all the time and analytics and all the rest of it? I don't care about that anymore. Do what makes you happy, and that's it. That's where I'm at right now. So it is what it is, man. All right, that's done. Alrighty, now let's swap the other way around. The sister machine. This machine is sick as well, man. Make no mistake, this is awesome. The only trouble with this machine is your junk gets bloody squashed sitting here. I feel like I'm in a race car, bucket seat. All right, let's pump away. Straight to 73, why not? Do you plan on doing any resistance band workouts in the future? No, not really, man. Not big on those. I can see how the lives are nice when you have some consistent viewers and chatters. Home gym is looking amazing, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah, it's come a long way. It's come a long way, the gym. It's nice. I keep saying it to everyone, like everyone's home gym, if you ever go down this path, everyone's home gym is going to look different. Like you're going to have different weaknesses, different goals, different direction. And so because of that, you're going to have different machines, equipment. Like if I was a strongman competitor, you'll see a lot of Atlas stones around the place, a lot of tires, whatever, you know. If I was into arm wrestling, you'd see a whole bunch of like grip work stuff. You'll see the table. You know, bodybuilder again, you'd see a whole stack of dumbbells, a mirror, a lot of incline bench, a flat bench, a lot of stuff like that. I have a few dumbbells, but I'm not big on dumbbells. I feel like when I see a gym with dumbbells, I'm thinking bodybuilding. Straight away my mind goes to that. That stuff. It's a personal temple. I've been awesome to see your progress in just all of life. Thanks for the motivation. In mine is a bench, a bunch of boxing gear, squat rack too, of course. Nice, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, life's a journey, just like the journey of the gym. You know, everyone's got an enemy to fight. Everyone's got something to overcome. You know, the biggest enemy in my life has been the hip pain, running around for years trying to work what that is, and finally having some control over it, finally having some progress. While battling that, that big enemy, I managed to do a couple of side quests. The deadlift went up, the bench went up, learned a whole stack of things on the side. So it's awesome, man. And life's like that as well. You know, sometimes you don't really see what's around the corner. But it's all part of life, man. It's all part of it. Reed says, built my platform for ollie lifting in my garage. Happy with what I have. Awesome, dude. I remember building my own platform as well. This is like before the YouTube days for me. I went to the local hardware store, to Bunnings, and I bought what were they, man? They were like kitchen, like plywood, something, kitchen plywood, like desk, kitchen top plywood. Looking into all this sort of stuff, and I ended up gluing some stuff, screwing some stuff. And then some water hit it, like after a few months, and then it started warping. The whole thing started warping. And then I had like one corner lifting, another corner lifting, and eventually, right here, that's what came off of it. He ended up, I'm taking it to my dad's house, and he had like this table saw, bandsaw, whatever it was called, and we cut it up into nice squares, perfect squares. And I got my blocks out of that. And so I make blocks for block pools and, you know, all that stuff. And I still have it. And that's the wood that I used. Some of it is very, very thick. We glued some of it, you know. But then together it started warping. But now when you look at it in these small pieces, it doesn't look like it was ever warped. It's weird. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. All right, that was one set. I need 4 more. Now I just pulled my junk out. Man, that is brutal. Reed says, you don't have much other than the platform, squat stands, bumpers, all you really need. Yeah. Like I said, it all depends. Depends what you're into, what the goals are. I remember when I first got my squat rack, I was like, that's it. Takes so little space. That's all I need. And that's all I needed for years. And then like, you know, I'm like, oh, all right, I'll get the farmers carry bars. I'll have them on the side. And then one and the other, and voila, dude, I've got 2 car length garage full of crap. And I love every single piece. And I've kept all of it as well. Like that incline bench over there, I don't know if you can see that. The dad has seen some better days. It's all falling apart. I might have to get rid of that actually. That is just broken down in a million pieces. The only reason I keep it is because of that attachment for leg extensions and leg curls. It's still functional, but it's all wobbly and about to fall apart. I think one of the Seeker Strength boys had a similar issue if you ever looked into rebuilding the platform. Ah, there you go. I don't think I'll ever rebuild the platform because where would I put the platform? Even if it was perfectly straight, my floor is not perfectly straight. This house is old. The concrete is giving way. It's all falling apart. And so it'll be impossible to do any of that. And, you know, pouring a new slab of concrete is too expensive. I'm not doing that anytime soon. So I'm stuck. If I had $1 million, shit, I'll build a shed in the backyard and just pour a slab, lights, new machines. I'll keep these machines, but more machines, the stuff that I like, platform, you know, all that stuff. But I'm still very happy, man. I've got everything I need. And, you know, every year or so, I'll buy another piece and keep going that way. You know? All right, set number 3. I'm feeling this, man. 2 more. This is hard work, man. Are the hip abductions after squatting to avoid cramps in the bottom? The hip abductions, no, it's not for the cramps, man. Why are they? To restore balance, basically. I learned a while back that the side of my hip is very, very weak. Minimus, medius glute, TFL, ITB that comes out of that tissue. All of that needs work. And squatting a whole stack doesn't help it. It only makes it worse. So you need to do the outside of the hip. Either you do this or you go for a run. Something on the leg that kind of forces the hip to get balanced is what I found works really well. So that's kind of what I think with abductions. It's a must, because you don't, unless you're doing single leg work, this stuff doesn't get a lot of work until you go into this. We're down to 10%, boys. It's getting danger time of dropping out. Oh. Danger time. Oh. Hey Ivan, good to catch up. You finally. I tore my Achilles a year and a half ago, and you get some great advice about how to approach it. Oh, I think I remember that chat actually. Not too many people do their Achilles, so I do remember this conversation that we had a little bit. How you going with it all, man? A year later, huh? A year and a half ago. Okay. Is that where the hip pain was a few years ago, or was it anterior? No, it was kind of like that. Right where the TFL is. If you palpate where the TFL is, that's where my pain was. Absolutely, doc. It seems to be a universal thing, without a doubt. And so there are some things like this that everyone needs. Like this stuff and the upper back stuff, everyone needs that work. Everyone. So yeah, man. It's all very interesting. And some people need more of that than others. Surprisingly. Whew. Oh, I feel so good now. See my internal hip rotation should be like here. it's not too bad. But when I feel really, really bad, the hip really loses internal rotation. And when you lose internal rotation, my friends, nothing good happens out of that. You end up being screwed majorly. All right, let me try crank another freaking set here with this. These are more pulses than anything, but ah, 20. And then let's go down to 30. Oh yeah, that's too light. Not gonna bother with that. Just thinking now whether to bother with the adductors. I'm really struggling with this concept of which one to favor more. Yeah, maybe we'll do this. From now on, I'll warm up with that, cool down with this. Yeah, let's do that. I'll try that. On that note, fellas, let me run away from here. Fellas, like always, appreciate you for everyone that kind of stopped by the live. And I'll catch you guys, what time is it now? I'll catch you guys 5 hours earlier than this time right now. I'll catch you guys for another workout. And we'll have another chill sesh, another session. Appreciate all of you fellas. I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys. Bye-bye. Cheers, boys. Later.